But there are now many Ukrainians who are Roman Catholic, and there are great patriots, and the bishops of the Roman Catholic Church also are against this war and support the defense of the innocent.
So Kirill is a puppet of Putin then?
Well, it's a little more complicated than that. Kirill was a personality, a leader, a representative of Russia when Putin was nobody. Kirill, already in the 70s, was sent out by the Russian Orthodox Church, which means with the blessing of the KGB, to represent the Russian Orthodox Church in peace talks. For example, peace talks or congresses where American armaments and nuclear weapons were criticized. So Kirill has been somebody, he's part of the Russian Orthodox Church, which claims to have, a millennial history, although its early history is actually in Ukraine. Whereas Putin comes from the KGB. Putin was a functionary in the Soviet period. Kirill, in the depth of his mind, would look down on Putin. We are the carriers of the tradition, the Russian Orthodox Church. You were a functionary mid-level in Soviet times. In the early 90s, Putin carried the briefcase of the mayor of St. Petersburg. He was a mediocre person. But the tables have shifted. Putin has become a totalitarian ruler. And Kirill's church today is also under that cloud. The unfortunate thing is that Kirill is a Christian, a preacher of the gospel. A supposed representative of Jesus has taken on the language of empire, of power, of war, of bloodshed. He is sold out. These are strong words from a bishop about a bishop.
Well, we've had bishops sell out in the Western Church too, so it's not something unique to.
Yeah, and I hope I don't sell out. Maybe maybe the Lord will judge me and say, "Buddy, your sins aren't so small." But Kirill's status or position is egregious. It's public. It's undisputable, and it's scandalous. And today, thousands of Orthodox intellectuals, 2,000 Orthodox intellectuals, have signed a statement, a theological analysis of Kirill's ideological construct called the Russian world, which is really the manipulation of the gospel for empire. It's something that
around the world, these 200 intellectuals?
2,000 intellectuals. They've said this is heresy. This has nothing to do with the gospel.
Are the patriarchs?
No, these are mostly intellectuals.
Orthodox.
Mostly, Orthodox theologians, priests, etc. Most of them outside of Russia, because those in Russia dare not. The Russian Orthodox Church has only about 300 clergy members out of 40,000 who have signed a petition condemning the war, condemning this violence, this bloodshed, this genocide.
So out of 40,000 clergy, only 300 have signed a declaration condemning
approximately 300.
Within Russia? Or around
only
the world?
half of them are in Russia. The others are outside. Kirill clamps down on Russian Orthodox priests that speak against the war. They are relieved of parishes and are subject to other forms of persecution. It's almost inconceivable. We heard Pope Francis divulged somewhat later what he told Kirill in a Zoom conversation. He said, "You cannot be the altar boy of Putin." When that became public, Kirill basically stopped the so-called dialogue with Pope Francis. And Pope Francis has been increasingly explicit. Yesterday, he broke down crying in the middle of his talk in front of the Spanish Steps. And for the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, there's a special prayer before a statue in Piazza di Spagna in Rome. And he started speaking about the children in Ukraine who are being killed, who are suffering, who are becoming orphans. And he just started crying. And for 30 seconds, he couldn't speak. Kirill is not crying. Kirill is speaking about a jihad. And this is what is being examined by the Ukrainian authorities. The church that is under Kirill, that is not breaking with him, that is not saying, "Kirill, what you say and what you do is killing our people," is being examined because there are collaborators. And the real paradox is that a plurality of the people that are being killed, if they belong to a church, they belong to the Moscow Patriarchate Church. They were baptized in that church.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like if you liked, and if you loved, subscribe.